Spicy K.
And it's your girl TK. How y'all doing?
We're on episode number 57. We have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things to discuss. I'm quite sure that you probably have seen the little snippet I put out to tell you about the show tonight. So, of course, we have the first 48. Who are you telling on? So, TK, who are you telling on this week?
Well, I'm telling us somebody in a positive way today. So, we're going to shout out to Alabama A&M University up there on the hill in Normal, Alabama. They have put in a bid to purchase Birmingham Southern College up in Birmingham, and I thought that's a good idea. If that happens, that means they will be known as Alabama A&M at Birmingham. Alabama A&M University at Birmingham. So that's pretty neat. Expanding HBCU out there. Giving a rival to old Miles College up there for real, for real. So I really think that's a good idea. That's good news. So I was happy to see that that was an option. I did also read further into the article that they're going to be seeking some state funding for that. So hopefully for assistance in that. Sorry, so hopefully that won't reflect down to the students too tough in raising up tuition or anything like that that currently attend the Alabama A&M University. So shout out to A&M for that.
Okay. So, I am going to tell on um, a store.
Oh.
I went to one of those stores that you buy items in bulk, and
Uh oh.
no, I don't have a membership.
Oh.
But
There's a
before I
but.
came, it said that you have a 1 day trial, and I just need to pick up stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm coming in here. I signed up, put my email address in there, did everything that I was supposed to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing I know, I get to the register and they were like, "Do you have your card?" And I said, I got a free day trial." And the lady was like, "Well, you need a card." I was like, "Ma'am, I don't have a card." And she was like, "Well, you'll need a card in order to be able to purchase anything." So I have to go up to customer service, and they were like, "You don't need a card, but we just charge you 20% more." First of all, you're not charging me 20% more, because this thing, I put my email in here, and this thing said that I can get a free trial, because all I really wanted to do is just pick up a couple of items anyway, um, without having to
Get a membership.
go to
Yes, we.
Alabama and then, do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's who I'm telling on, because, like, why? And then they were like, "We can't give you a card for 1 day. Do you want to purchase where did I find it?
Where did you see where it said put your email and get a 1 day trial?
On their website.
Uh, did you go to the website and show them?
Yeah, like I showed. Hmm. Are you able to hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they were like, "You have to purchase," and I was like, "I don't want to purchase. I just want a free. I want my free trial." And they decided that um, I wouldn't be able to. Bear with me 1 second.
That's
Then
weird.
they. Can you hear me? Okay. So I stayed in that line, because apparently it was only one person in front of me, and I stayed in that line probably like 20 minutes. And then they were like, "We can give you a membership, but we can't give you like a card for the day or something like that." So I had to go find like the store manager, because of course I'm such a Karen and I don't care. And I was like, I was supposed to get a membership for a day to purchase some items, and he had to use his own card to let me do it, because you're not going to charge me 20%. I showed him what I had, and they was like, I think that was when it was like for the grand opening. I was like, "Well, it doesn't say anything about a grand opening. It said I have a free 1 day trial."
Why
But yeah,
BJ's do you like that? But anyway,
I didn't
um,
say the name.
you didn't.
I didn't say the name.
I know. But yeah, that's crazy. That's weird. I mean, if it's on your website, um, why doesn't everyone know? Like, did the manager even know, or he just went
No,
ahead
they
and
were
did it?
like they don't understand why the website has things like that on it.
Were you on the real website, or were you on like a dot
No, I was
UK or
on
something?
their real website, the
Are you sure?
real web. Yes.
Okay, because I'm just saying because it would definitely be a something that should go viral because that's pretty messed up. Because I mean, I don't know how many people peruse their website to find that like you did. I mean, it's probably maybe at least three other people that did that and went up there and were upset as well. So maybe they got
You're
that
talking about
fixed.
three.
Yeah, because nobody else saw that, and they weren't expecting you to see. It. They were like, "How in the Sam shit did she see that on the website? 1 day free trial? Because you're supposed to want to fall in love with them while you're in there, and go ahead and say, yeah, you know what? They gave you a hard time. You done all that shopping. You ain't finna put all that mess back. Look, all right, I'll go ahead and get a
I only,
membership.
I only wanted a couple items, and so yeah, I wasn't. Nope. Mm-mm.
That's you supposed to shop there for like if you're trying to feed a ball team or a whole family of 25, like everything.
It was for a important event. So yeah,
Oh yeah, I feel you then. So they was like, no.
I got it. Luckily, I got it though. That's the
Well,
main
yeah,
thing.
cause you raised Sam some hell on grand opening. Hell yeah, they gonna.
It wasn't a grand open. The girl was saying, the lady that works there was saying that they believe that was only for the grand opening.
Ah,
They've already opened.
see, and you man, all right, whatever, just to get your way. You know that wasn't right if it said something like that. It
It
probably
was
did
right.
say.
No, that's what she said. The website didn't say that. That's what she said. But the website didn't say that. I was
Mm.
going by the website. Don't put it on the website if you don't want me to pay attention.
Please don't. People out there, if you hear it now, loud and proud. Do not put it on your website because there is that. I ain't even gonna say people. The person is going to do that. If she wants what you got, and she gonna hold you to what you say on your website. So yeah, all right. Let's get into it, cause girl, baby girl.
Okay, so the first who when they do it story we talked about how this is who when they do it, probably when we do it. Of course, it's typically
Raekwon,
a controversial subject, typically surrounding race.
my boy
So apparently,
Raekwon.
in Las Vegas, there was a substitute teacher, and allegedly the teacher, I'm sorry, allegedly the student called the teacher the N word.
I'd rather be called what the N word is than be called the N word. I swear for God, it just gets on my nerve time to hear that. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You know I don't say that word like that. And what ensued was a fight, an altercation. Um,
Um.
Both teacher and student were arrested.
Hmm.
The teacher was released and just has to follow like certain orders, like no altercations, not to go visit the school, and also not to be a part of, not to have any kind of communication with the students.
They
They
about
didn't
to throw
really
him
say
all the
why.
way under the bus because, baby, he wasn't even a real teacher to them. Like, he ain't even part of the faculty family. You feel me? So, Raekwon, bro, I'm telling you, I feel you. Like, these little white boys, sometimes they need to be taught, you can't, I don't know in what context he called you that, if in fact he did. We just gonna have to say allegedly on that. We don't know what
Exactly.
happened. But I don't know any other reason why this man, knowing good and well, there was 417,000 witnesses around him for him to put his hands on that young man. But in the video that I saw, it looked as if the student put threw hands first. but it started in the classroom. So we don't know what went down in the classroom. It could have been way more intense. But Mr. Raekwon, you can't hit white folks in front of other white folks. They're gonna tell on you. They're not gonna have your back. And then the lady that's the principal, or sorry, she was over the school district. Um, she actually is going to throw you under the bus a little further and run over you. So I'm hoping let's think about a different career path. Because it seems like even in Las Vegas there are racists. Feels like you can win in Las Vegas, but apparently y'all got some issues. And my man Raekwon, shout out to Raekwon Brown. I think he had enough of it. That we don't know what he's been through in his life, but he let it all loose on this young man, and they was both arrested because again, we don't know if he verbally assaulted this teacher while he was in the classroom. We don't know what happened. I'm pretty sure in the next couple of days because they hold my man Raekwon on a $9,000 bond. He go to court Friday. That's a long time to wait. So hopefully he can bond out. Somebody give my boy
No,
900.
I told you they gave him they let him they dropped the bond, so he was able to get out. That's why I was saying that he just couldn't go back to the school. He can't be
Oh,
involved in any kind of altercations, and he can't contact the student.
is that what they do in Las Vegas? They was betting on my boy then, huh, I guess. Oh Lord, that's all right then. No, but because I was gonna say because the article that I read said he had a $9,000 bond and he
Yeah,
was
it was
going
an
to court
updated
on
one.
Friday.
It was an updated one.
He updated him. He updated and said, "You know what? This little N word called me a N word. F that N word. That's what I would say. That would be
So
my
do
whole tweet."
do you think because the students that allegedly said the N word that it was justified, or what do you think? Because me personally, I don't think, like, I can understand being angry and upset, but I think when you in that kind of position, there's no need to fight people.
You're asking me, do I think it's justified?
Yeah, or like, I guess, would you react in the same way if you're in the same like predicament?
I'll answer you that with this. I'll say I am not a justice, so justified I cannot judge. But I am a nigga, and it was niggified, and I do approve. I don't approve of the consequences that he's going to get from it, but I can understand that I am about to let you know that you will not in your life and near future ever say that to anyone else. Or this, I want you to think that if I say that this will happen to you each and every time. So while I can't say that it was justified again, not a justice. Um, I am a nigga, and I feel like it was niggified, and it was well deserved, and he did what most people would probably because I don't think all of that what happened was based on what we saw on the video because think pretty much everybody is seeing the video that uh, we saw. I mean I don't know if there's another one that indicated what went on in the classroom. I would like to see that before I make a full judgment on brother Raekwon Brown. You feel me?
Okay.
I do believe his life is over as a teacher, though. If you were substituting to supplement your income, you might want to start DoorDashing or Uber Eats, brother, because they're not going to have you in the CCSD any longer. Okay? Love you, though. I'm with Raekwon. I got your power to the people, brother.
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta let people know. Now I don't know. We might have to agree, disagree, because we the ops. But sometimes you gotta let people know. It depends on what context. Like this was a kid, and you know how kids do that. Nigga, nigga, nigga. They probably was something annoying like that. It could have
But
been.
this was a high schooler.
Yeah, but he was still a child.
No, I'm saying, like, I don't know if the person was. I don't know if
We
he
don't
was
know. You don't know
that
what he was
childish.
doing. He could have been doing it in the classroom and got it on his nerves, and I got out there and said, "What you gonna do, nigga?" Pow. But no. But if you look at the video, the white boy threw his hands first, so he must have called him something back or said something, about his European
Like I said, both of them were
arrested.
arrested. Yeah.
And that's what he did. He made sure you gonna throw these hands first, cause that's how it's gonna come out. That's what he did. With no matter how he proposed him to throw that hand, he did what he wanted to do. What was always gonna happen from what had happened, but he made sure that he got swung on first, and that's protecting himself. So while he was arrested, that might have been why he was released as well.
Mhm.
Sir, your life was in danger. You defended yourself, and then you put a little, he did a little Salt Bay on it.
Oh, not Salt Bay.
Yeah, because he put that fancy panache on it. You know what panache is? He put that panache, however you want to say. He put that panache on that end because he threw them. Have you ever been in a fight like where
Never
they?
been in a
I mean, I'm talking about, but like where they somebody lips just get like literally sound like you dribbling a boxing bag. Like that's what happened to my my boy. He's like and then he went down. He tried to throw another little and then he just got down and he was just that was it.
you your sound effects. They are
Brrr. It's,
just
it's
different.
what it's that's what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like. When somebody, that's when somebody hit you with that two piece before you even knew it. Hell, before they even knew it, they done. All right, my
Why are you using sound effects like that? Like none of that makes that kind of noise. I'm
it,
so confused.
oh my god. So that's why I said you never been in the fight that where that happens because there'd be some stuff. It don't happen in every fight like that is definitely takes some skill to do. Everybody can't throw them arms like that. You feel me? I don't think you do.
No, no, I do not feel you at
Brr,
all.
brr, brr. That's how it sounds.
First of all, that sounds weird.
Mm-hmm. It does. Your face ain't supposed. Your lips ain't supposed to dribble like that. That's why. That's why it sounds weird. I agree. People that's watching us, y'all know what I'm talking about, huh? Especially if you old school, like where they actually used to really knuckle up, where they used to actually wind their fists up. Well, seen somebody wind their fists up and just. Can you imagine the centrifugal force that's mounting in your arm when you when you do like that? When you wind that fist up, look at that, and then you ram back and pow.
Makes no sense at all. None.
Yeah, I know how hard people used to hit each other back in the day. Folks used to actually fight. Now it's just windmills and whatever hit. Now these shots landed on your motherfucking ass. You know what I'm talking about? They landed. You know what I'm talking about. All right, but anyway,
I haven't had any kind of altercation since like high school.
well that's good. That
And
means you're a
once
very mature
and
person.
yes, and once they said that you get suspended, um, I wasn't gonna do that because I wanted to go to school. I was okay with getting a paddling, but once they said you get suspended, I was like, I can't fight no more.
I never, I never had out of
Which
school
luckily I don't
suspension.
have to do.
I never had out of school suspension, but I was in school suspension,
Which
and I I didn't mind going to school, but that wasn't the reason why I didn't fight at school. I didn't really care if it went that way. It went that way. Like I didn't have
But
any enemies.
I never also like, even outside of like the N word or whatever. Like I've never even ever thought about like hitting the teacher. Like it's just, well, that's just ain't my thing. Cause that sounds like jail, and jail is the detention or whatever. Definitely ain't my thing.
Yeah, it's
No,
not because you telling on everybody going to jail. Whoever was
exactly,
involved, never ever.
exactly.
Do not think she not gonna tell on y'all. She gonna tell where you at. She gonna help them find. She gonna point you out when they see you. So everybody know that, okay?
As long
But
as they
yeah,
know.
but I don't think he gonna do any jail time. I don't think neither one of them will.
Oh, okay.
Just call it a good old fashioned ass whooping.
So, any other thoughts about that?
Mm.
Okay. So now we're gonna go on to the lovely NFL draft was last week, and a couple of things stood out about the draft. The first one being Keon Coleman in his press conference. So, did you watch the press conference?
Yes, and I don't understand the big deal. I mean, he's a cute little kid. Welcome to the NFL. He's an excellent receiver. I mean, that should have been the main topic of the conversation, not him getting a damn coat at Macy's. That's real, but he really isn't prepared for what the weather is going to be like in Buffalo in the winter.
He said he was
So
in Michigan. He told them people, you forgot I was in Michigan.
he went to Michigan State. Yes, he went to Michigan State. Then he went down to Florida State. It's come on. Where was you last? But anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't think it's the same. Like Buffalo is where it gets the coldest in the
Oh
United
yeah,
States. That's where it's like it's up there near Canada.
of course, yeah.
Now they talk about Chicago because Chicago is cold and windy as well,
Mhm.
which will cut a hole in your freaking body. Okay, I've never been to Chicago for that reason, simply because I don't want to experience that. I don't care if it's summer, spring, or fall. I don't want to go. But and plus I don't want to
Chicago's
get
pretty
murdered.
pretty.
It
Chicago is
might
pretty
be,
pretty in
and you'll get murdered. So the thing about it is I realized that Buffalo is. I've been to New Hampshire and I've lived in Boston, cold, but it's a different. I want people to understand it's a different kind of cold. A customer and I were talking about this the other day. How up there, I felt like because when I moved up there, I bulked up on heavy winter stuff because I was like, I'm gonna fucking freeze my ass up here, But I got up there and found myself burning up to death and all that stuff that I had on. Because although it was cold, it wasn't cold like I get cold here in Huntsville. Because you got to think about it, it's more humid here. So when that puts a cold chill on your bones. You know what I'm saying? Because you think, oh, I'm freezing in Huntsville. I'm definitely gonna die up in Boston. No, it was a lot different, and I was like, what the hell? Like I had a I when I got ready to go out in the first snowstorm that I had experienced, I had on thermal, already had on two shirts underneath, and had on my big jacket, gloves, beanie, everything. Went out there t- about 2 minutes in that and about to die. I was like, oh look, I'm out here sweating. I had to pull off all this stuff. I was like, oh jeez, it's hot. But if it gets 30 degrees here, I'm about to damn freeze. Like I can't handle it. Like it's the cold, it's the humidity
It
in the
probably your
air.
body probably also gets used to it at a certain point.
Mm,
Like if you're
no.
there long enough, I think your body gets used to it. Just like I think about it like this, like when I go to the beach, even though it's hot outside, like after a while, after I just sit in at like outside and stuff like that, my body just naturally adjusts and I'm not really hot anymore.
Mm, that don't happen. When I get cold here, I be cold. Like I got on. I'm sitting up here in the air conditioning in my job right now. I have on a hoodie sweatshirt, a thick one too, because the air is on and I'm freezing to death, like literally freezing to death. But up in Boston, I was literally going out into that snow with short sleeves on, and it wasn't the same kind of cold. I promise you. I was like, something ain't right. I was like, But I had a lot of nosebleeds up there too, because the air is dry. So that's what the customer was telling me about that. How it's humid down here, and that air, that humidity freezes us to the bone. It made sense to me, but yeah, who knows.
So,
But yeah,
so most of the thing about Keon had to do with the fact that it wasn't just that he got the coat at Macy's. It has to do with when he got the coat at Macy's. Also, his press conference. So I initially saw in from the. I initially saw the press conference or whatever introduction on TikTok, and
hmm
then I kept on seeing more videos, and they were talking about that he pretty much eats. What was it? I think it was Waffle House and something else. Like apparently his diet is like the most random thing ever of all the items that he eats. Um, and then they apparently at the same conference, well, introduction or whatever, apparently he was looking at the snacks and he said that he wanted the snack. So that's why I think that's why uh, his press conference in particular was getting a lot of press and everything because of what he was saying. And a lot of
He
people
is.
started comparing him to Chad Ocho Cinco,
Yeah.
which I do watch the nightcap. So I did watch where Ocho Cinco was saying like that would be some of the things that he would have did because keep in mind Ocho Cinco said that he stayed in a at the training well at the stadium or whatever training facility for
Yeah.
2 years.
Cause he didn't want to
To
buy
save
no
money.
house. Yeah.
Yeah.
He get. I get. This my money. He get. I fool with Ocho. Like I fool with Ocho Cinco tough. Not just cause he hit, but everyone. You know. I know that hurt him. But the only thing that I see in comparison to that is gonna be on the field. Like my
Well, they're also
man.
both wide receivers as well.
Yeah,
Keep in mind.
uh,
So
are you telling me that they're both wide receivers? You know
no,
what? All
I'm
right.
saying you
Anyway,
said the only comparison, and I was like, well, they're
and I
also
said it's
both
on
wide
the
receivers.
field. It's on the field. Yes, I'm aware that they are both wide receivers, and your boy is talented. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of Ocho's talent, but Ocho was very talented wide receiver as well.
Yeah, the
You know,
whole thing with Evelyn kind of screwed a lot of things up for him. Um,
she could never screw anything up for him
no, it did.
ever.
He got dropped. He got dropped by Miami then.
Yeah, he did, but he
He
was
got
towards the
dropped.
end anyway. I mean, it's like, come on now, he spent his life with the Bengals. Let's go now. Uh, the best part of his career was in Cincinnati. But anyway, the thing that I liked about him was he's wholesome, he's relatable, he's gonna do really well with the media. Like sometimes if you and I hate watching the press conferences after the games, and I know they hate doing them. But sometimes they'll be really funny. I'll watch them if there's one that stands out and they put it on like a highlight or something. But it's really something they hate, but it's required. You know that, right? If they
Yeah,
have to do that, it's in their contract. If they don't win or lose, so I hope he has as much fun during the season with the press conferences as he had with
yeah.
his very first one because regardless of the fact that's your job.
And he
These
seems
people,
likable. He
yeah.
seems very likable.
But how likable is he gonna be when he done lost by 20 points? You know, and they sitting here. So what do you think went wrong with your game today, Keon? And he gonna be like, you know what, little bitch. You know, they just be doing. The media is out. They're out of control, and of course these players have to, maintain and can't cuss them out like they want to. Like, like they get mad, they get fined. Like your boy AD walked out of a press conference the other day because they asking dumb shit like how'd you feel when your boy made that shot in your face to win the game, like come on now, like
But
you
they
gotta.
have to ask the question because that's what fans want to know.
Nah, man,
Fans
they.
do want to know that stuff.
So then I blame the fans then, because that is
Okay,
real
okay,
fucked up. Because
exactly.
I don't want to know that. I know how that feels when you lose the goddamn game. You don't sit here, especially if you had a great performance and you get over here with a double double. You done played your tail off, and then y'all lose, and the reporter says, "Well, Anthony, how did you feel when he made that shot in your face to win the game?" My boy said, he made the shot. He just got up and walked out with his tall self. But anyway, that's just let me just go on to say that I just feel like the media does not treat the athletes fair. I get it. You want the hot scoop. You want the hot sound bite is what they call it. I'm the one that said that, so you go viral, right? That's not cool. You messing with
No,
people's lives. Go ahead.
well, Chad did say that he needs to celebrate and buy something. He said he ain't can't saying what exactly he needs to buy, but he said that he needs to buy something to celebrate. But a lot of the thing about it is that a lot of these athletes, especially I think more I would like to think more football players to be NBA players only because the amount of money you get is different.
Hmm.
Uh, but a lot of people go broke.
Now
That's what
this what
I.
I'm gonna tell you. This that going broke and not handle being able to handle money is going to change a lot because now these players are going to come in already having deals
Yeah, through
and stuff
NIL.
and
Yeah, yeah,
right, and they're going to come in more than likely. There's not everybody that's going to the NFL had a deal, but most of the highly drafted players did. I'm certain of it.
yeah,
So that's one of the good thing about the NIL. Everybody hates the NIL. I'm all for it. I'm glad these brothers getting paid in college because some of them be real broke down in college trying to play for this game, and all of them don't go to the NFL. You feel me? So
yeah,
I'm proud that they're getting paid in college, but it's gonna get better with them squandering their money when they first get it because they're gonna already know. Either they've already squandered their first part and they know, okay, I got to save this now. Or they're gonna be taught how to manage it from the jump, and then when they get more of it, they just know how to manage more of it.
yeah,
So I think it's gonna get better. We're gonna see a turnaround in that, but I do think that is something that's important. That all the veterans need to mentor the young players in how to manage the money, make sure they don't go in the first. Because as soon as you get money, man, if I get an extra $100. I be over here like, oh snap, let me go. I'm finna go get the boy. I'm gonna get some extra lemon pepper or something. I'm gonna get some. You know what I'm saying? So imagine getting an extra 100 million. Oh, I'm
yeah.
off the top. I'm spending at least 1 million on straight bullshit. Did you hear me? 100 million, $1 million is gonna go on absolutely fucking nothing. Do you hear me? Like whatever, it don't even matter. So, you need bus fare. Everybody at this bus stop. Oh yeah, I'm paying for y'all ride today. Let's go. Come on.
Not the bus.
Just what I mean, whatever. I mean, I can't buy my car with $1 million.
You can buy multiple
Everybody,
cars for $1 million.
I
Not
guess I could buy a
everybody, but you can
couple,
buy a
right?
couple.
So I'm gonna have to make
That's a
because
lot
this
of the cars going down now in pricing. You can buy more easily.
use a goddamn lot because I'm the one out here looking for one right now. No, these
Go to
it.
Murfreesboro. Go to
That's what somebody
Murfreesboro.
said is go to
Yeah,
Murfreesboro.
I I I won't say it on the air, but there is
Okay,
a dealership apparently that has some great deals.
man, that's why I got my very first car I ever drove in life that belonged to me in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Shout out Alexander Ford. But anyway, somebody told me that, and not just one person. It's been two,
Yeah,
three somebody's. And so I might have to go on back onto my hometown, even though they cost of living is higher than it is in Huntsville. Now I'm wondering how a car is gonna be cheaper, but it is what it is. I
yeah.
have to do something.
The other thing that was talked about as it relates to the NFL draft has to do with, and I am hoping that I don't screw up this person's name
Oh,
because we know words are very hard for me sometimes.
oh, brother.
Um,
Oh, for Shana. Ole.
yeah, let's just go with that. Ole, maybe it's Olu. I don't know.
Alu. Yeah,
Olu,
Olu
Fashanu,
For Shana. For Shana.
Fashanu.
For
I don't
Shanu.
know. But apparently,
Whatever it
so
is.
people were making it seem like that the mother was being pretty much aggressive to allegedly the girlfriend because nobody has said that it's the girlfriend or anything. The article I read said an unidentified blonde woman.
Well, she been identified now. Everybody know who she was and saw who she was.
So when I look at it and I saw the video, to me, I didn't think the mama was being aggressive or rude or anything to her. She was just basically right beside her son and obviously excited for her son and congratulating her son. Because keep in mind, she also embraced the girl, the blonde, unidentified
at
blonde
the
girl.
very end.
But what I didn't like about the unidentified blonde girl, because I still don't know her name. So if you know the name, just tell me the name, because
I
I don't
don't.
know the name. Okay. So,
I know the mama
um,
name.
yeah, Paige, the mama named Paige. Um, they were like, I felt like every time the mother was moving over, the unidentified blonde girl was moving closer and closer to the point that when the mama was doing like
Well,
this, I was like, if she actually sits back correctly, she's gonna be sitting on this girl.
yeah. And the
And
thing about it was that she was trying to, cause yeah, well, I don't know if I should say that, but some of them are weird. They act weird. So you know that they were. She was trying to make a spectacle out of it once she realized what the lady was doing. Now, I don't think what you realize is that this man is a blindside lineman, right tackle, and his mama taught him everything that he knows because you didn't see the subtle movements to where, cause she had a head to the, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, you got when you're a lineman, you gotta keep your head on the swivel like this, right? Okay, she had a head like that. Watching the girl, she leaned here and then she leaned to the back, and then you didn't see when she stood up. That do you see that? Did you see how fast she got up? That was a big one. That's a big woman. It's hard, and that was a soft couch. It's hard for big people to get up off couches like that.
wait, wait, what?
Did you see how
So
fast? Watch the video again and see how fast she got up. She had to, because she had to and rise. She didn't just elevate. She had to and rise to get off them kind of couches. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, she stood up, and then toward the end, she had her over here in this arm, like, yeah, keep your tail over here. You ain't gonna be around long anyway. But he didn't hug neither one of them. He just stood there like a like a crazy fool. But anyway, but I thought it was so funny because the unidentified blonde, we're just gonna call it UB.
like, what's her name? If you know her name, tell me her name.
I
I need to Google
don't.
it. Oh,
Why would I know her name? Because she the one that's been talked about. Her name is unidentified blonde, and she was right because she's irrelevant, just like Russell Wilson's ex. But anyway, they had that meme going around again too. She was so excited on draft day and got dropped. She was not picked. But anyway, but you have to. I didn't see it until I saw ESPN analyst break it down how she was blocking. She was like eh uh. Because that girl went up, she tried to go behind, and then she pushed. She had a hand on her hand like, girls, I said, just be still for right now, okay? Let me have this before you even try to think about celebrating with him. You wasn't there taking him to football practice, feeding his big ass a side of beef every other day because that's what he got to eat because he's 312 pounds. Nah, you know what I'm saying? He's very tall, somebody. So was she. So they probably had similar portions. That she was.
but no, but I saw that like the blonde lady kept like trying to like touch him, like touch his leg,
Mm-hmm. And
touch
she
him.
and she you she was playing the yeah, she had a girl like, no, this is my moment. Like I said, she was remembering them late night, I gotta pick him up from home games type stuff. You know what I'm saying? That was her moment, and although she was there as his unidentified person, then it just wasn't her time. She got later. You'll be with him later on tonight. I won't be. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. This is my son. Let me have this. So I'm with my page. Shout out. Keep that UB off your son.
So think of okay. Let me ask you this question then. So say for instance you were getting drafted. Well, let's just say someone you were dating was getting drafted, drafted, and
Damn.
obviously their parent is right beside them, and you're right beside that parent. What would you think should be your role in that moment? Like, would you have done similar to what
I'll see you
unidentified
later.
blonde
I'll be
lady
like,
did?
I don't know. We done already celebrated, and we gonna celebrate later on the night, like I said. So let my have this, cause my did that. I did not. I wasn't with you shooting in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
type stuff. That's you. That's you.
Okay.
Gone.
So
I,
what
I I
about
would have.
if you were drafted, since you got excited about that part? Say for instance you were drafted and someone that you're dating is right there along with your mother, like, wouldn't you naturally hug your mother first? Why are you
And
making
probably my
fun?
auntie, and then maybe my cousins too. And maybe my little cousin be like, "Oh man," they be like, "Baby,
So everybody gets shown love except who you with.
that I need to be the one being shown love. It ain't about you. None of that
No, I'm
moment
just
was
asking.
about.
I'm just asking.
None of that moment was about him. I mean them. It was about him.
Yeah,
It
I
was
agree.
about him. So look. I my mom gonna be the one that's screaming louder. So I'm probably gonna go over there and be like, "Dang, that's my mind." Why the one took me, got me to practice. You know what I'm saying? She made sure a nigga ate every day. You know what I'm saying? That's my mama did that, and I love the girl. I love that girl, but she gonna be there for what come next. You feel me? So we'll celebrate later. Love you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all in perspective because it wasn't about neither one of them. See, that's where the evil media comes in. They trying to make it a whole different what it was and never was and was probably never gonna be.
I
I
agree. Like I think they always have and I don't know why.
something to say.
I don't know why the ones that have supposedly the the black athletes with the white girlfriends get all of this random attention because I'm quite sure there's a lot of black athletes that also have black girlfriends and they're not. I don't know. Like I I don't recall seeing any video to say like how any of the black women acted as opposed to what they are showing from uh, the white supposedly girlfriends or whatever. So I have no comparison to it.
Oh, that was one. You didn't see the
Me
one?
personally, if somebody I was with was getting drafted, I would chill out because it ain't my moment. It ain't my moment.
Exactly.
Whoever they want to thank, whoever, I would think that I would, be appreciated if I did anything to help, but I'm not looking for, anything
Look,
like
I'm
that.
over here in my chair like, yes, that's my, that's my dog. I don't need no love or nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, my
Yeah.
boy did it. My homegirl did it. You know what I'm saying? Over here like, yeah, let me get another drink though. You know what I'm saying? But as far as feeling some type of way about not being shown or being allowed to show love, like there wasn't nobody in that room that said nothing about that, but the media.
Yeah, of course.
Now
And social
the
media
mama
and
did.
social media and
Well,
social media
yeah.
because they
Well,
have
yeah,
it
of
all.
course.
Yeah.
That's part of the media. Because they have, I mean, like you said, countless other videos. They got one where they talking about Bo Nix. Like everybody talking about Bo Nix reacted like a family that had never struggled because they were all like, yeah,
I didn't see it.
yeah. It
I
was
know who
the
Bo
only
Nix is
one. The
though.
one that got the happiest was the little black boy, the only black person in the room. His little friend that's been his friend his whole life. The only black person, like they said, it's his adopted brother. I don't even know what that means, but he got more excited than anybody. Them people have never had to worry about money a day in their life, and you can tell the difference in those people and the people that like damn, thank God you got drafted by somebody, baby, cause we almost out. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. But yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, so any other thoughts about that before we move on to the bear? Okay. So if you're not familiar with the bear situation, on social media they had been asking I think it was mostly women if they were in the woods would they choose to be in the woods with a bear or would they choose to be in the woods with four men, and a lot of people were saying they would rather be in the woods with a bear.
I mean,
If you
I don't
know
know. You
anything
would
about me, you know that I would never say that I would want to be in the woods with a bear. But what's your take on that?
you well, would you feel safer with four men by your lonesome in the woods than with a bear?
I would listen. The other day when I was at the park, there were three squirrels. I wouldn't even cross the line because of the three squirrels. So you really think I'm about to sit here and be somewhere with some bears? No.
Bless your heart. Okay, well, I'm just saying. So you would feel safer being with four strange men than being with a bear that you
Yes,
could possibly
because the animals
defeat.
scare me.
That you
Yeah,
could
because
possibly
I feel like
defeat.
I could potentially get something to if needed because they didn't even say what kind of. This is my thing, and this
They're
is where
not. They're
I
not
have
going
a
to be
problem.
small persons.
No,
They're
no,
going to
no.
be.
This is where I think it gets off track. They never specified, to my knowledge, that these men were like, you know, rapists or murderers or anything. They just said men. I think it's weird that it automatically defaulted to like harmful men.
No.
I'm
Okay.
hoping that it's
No. No.
gonna
No.
be
No. No.
sensible men.
You're not. You're not getting what they're saying.
Okay.
This is a complete psychological test. Women have fear beyond bounds of men and being alone with them, not knowing what they might do. You don't know, like you said, harmful. How do you know who's harmful? Rapists don't look like rapists all the
Well,
time.
but no, that's what I'm saying. Like, but it in the context that I heard it as, it was just men. They didn't specify what type of men.
And I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is women have those fears. I don't
Yeah,
have
I can. I don't
I
have
don't
them.
have fears of no, I definitely have
I
fears
do.
of being alone around men because men you know, if they were to try me in some type of way, I don't think I could physically beat them. You know, because I couldn't in high school. I don't think I've gotten much stronger since then. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think. You know, I mean, that's something that I'm like somebody that I don't that I think that I could actually win against in a battle of fisticuffs doesn't scare me. Like
Yeah.
most women don't scare me in their presence. You know what I'm saying? They don't scare me, but there are things that you know about well that you have heard about dealing with bears that you could possibly survive that. But if it were for men that were to be have ill nature or ill will towards you, there's nothing that you could do as a woman. Nothing.
So you're saying
Nothing.
that you would choose the bear?
Yeah, because then if the bear beat me, they would eat me and kill me. I'd be dead. These men could end up torturing me over and over and
Of
over
course.
and over again. Like it's really about how you fear them, and it's only because I know what they're capable of. I don't
Well,
know
what
what
I'm
a
saying,
bear is capable of. I've only heard and seen actions, same as you, and
well,
I've seen.
what I'm saying is that, but the automatic default went to the men are going to be harmful men. My default is I know a bear will scare me, and so my default is I don't necessarily think that. And I'm not saying that men can't be dangerous. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that I didn't automatically default that these were going to be harmful men
But you
to me.
automatically default is going to be a harmful bear.
Yes, yes, because it's an
You're
animal. An animal is going to be an animal.
you're embarrassed.
That's not a word.
Yeah, you are embarrassed,
That's
and we're here, and we're
that's not a
gonna
word.
call you that today. You are
That's not a
embarrassed.
word.
You have no idea. You have nothing to base that off of. There's no bear that has ever
See, so
done
did you ever
anything.
think about? But did you ever think about that fact that it could not? It could be people like your cousin, Ryan. You see what I'm saying? Like it could be people that are not trying to do any kind of harm to you at all. I think it's. I think
It
don't
could
get
be
me wrong.
people
I
like Jeffrey
understand some
Dahmer
people.
too
Duh. I'm
that
not
could
saying
eat
that
your
it's not.
ass.
I'm not saying it's not. But I'm saying why is to me why is the default automatically that they and trust me, like I saw some of the comments and people were saying one of the comments that stood out they was it's a lot of things that's worse than death
Right, and I'm telling you why
and
is
that they can't.
because women know what men are actually capable of. So that it defaults to that because I know that as far fetched as it may be, that that's a possibility that this man can do. He can be a crazy serial rapist murderer, and there's four of them here. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, and so most people don't know, have never encountered up close and personal, or having to be alone in the forest with a bear. What may happen? That bear might not even think about you. Might leave you alone. Might walk the other way. That
Yeah, and
psychologically is telling you that women fear men in that way
but
because they know
that's why
what
I'm
they're
saying the
capable of.
same. But that's why I'm saying the same thing could be true with the men. You're saying that the bear may ignore me. The men may ignore you too. I know
But
I
that's
have
not
weird
what
animals.
women fear. That's what they, the reason they're asking. That's not what they fear though. That's the reason why this question was asked and the way it was asked, is because that's not what they fear. A woman is only scared of what she fears. You are afraid of animals. You know what I'm saying? You're afraid of them. So that's you know you still have no. I don't know what you base that on as well, but it is not as likely a thing to happen as a man attacking you as a female, and that's what they've experienced. They experience it keeping me like, hey baby, how you doing? They don't want to go away, and then they come, they make you feel uncomfortable. You
No,
have to tense up. There have been tests. That is one of the most fearful things for a woman to walk into a gas station. Do you hear me? When
no,
they
and
got,
I get that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Like I get that. Like I don't, me personally, I don't stop places at night to get gas or anything like that. I don't do any of those things by myself, especially by myself. I don't do anything like that. However, and I know completely that my fears of the animal. If they said it was a Chihuahua, I would still choose the 4 men over the Chihuahua because I don't want no parts of Chihuahua either. I definitely don't want no parts of no bear. I'm just saying. That's just who I am.
I get it.
But I
I
don't
get where you're
automatic. But
coming
I
from.
also don't automatically default to that it's gonna be just like you said. The bear may ignore you. I'm not automatically defaulting that it's gonna be a man that's going to do something like the men are going to do something wrong to me either. Like I'm not out. And don't get me wrong. I understand, and I have been in situations where the fear is real. Like the fear
Hmm.
is very real. If you're in certain situations and how you respond to men, uh, that's one of the reasons why I do a lot of stuff at the gas station during the very daytime where it's least likely to be a lot of people because I don't want no one getting mad at me because I rejected them or they thought I rejected them when 9 times out of 10 I'm talking to my mama, so I'm not even paying attention to what anybody else is saying anyway. So I just don't like the fact that it defaults that it's assuming that the men are going to be harmful, just like you're assuming that the bear is just past the potential to just walk away.
I'm telling you this right here. I don't know. I don't have any bad experiences with the bear. I have bad experiences with men. If I had to choose what I would want to be, what I would be want to be alone in the woods with, I'm going to choose the bear. I don't trust men in that way. I don't like having to depend on them. I know it probably will come in handy more getting us out of the woods than being with the bear. But either way, I have a fear that I'm not gonna come out farewell in this. So I
Mm,
choose the bear.
okay. Um, that's interesting. That's
Yeah, it
interesting
is.
there.
It is. I mean,
Well, just like
because
we're the opposites, but I
yeah,
just think that's interesting that you
you wouldn't even choose a Chihuahua because you
no,
just don't even. So
none of that.
it's just crazy.
I would not choose any of that. But any other questions or concerns about that? Any other comments about that?
No.
Okay. So we go to the last topic. It's going to be, we can discuss it briefly. Is Jeezy and Jeanie Mai.
Oh
They
Lord.
have had a, um,
One
they're
heck of a tumultuous
they're having a,
relationship.
yes, this divorce proceedings. There's all kind of allegations. He has requested, I believe, for
Full
custody.
custody.
Yeah,
Full
of the
custody.
daughter.
Was it
Um,
Monaco? Is that her name? I
I don't
don't know.
remember.
Monaco. Something like that. Something strange in Chinese. Like
She's she's Vietnamese, I believe.
who?
Jenny.
Jeannie Mai?
Hmm. I think
I
she's
don't think so.
Vietnamese. She's or
I
either
don't think so.
she's either Vietnamese or whatever.
Oh no. Never
LCL.
mind. Asian. She's Asian. I could have swore it was.
No.
I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that because I think I'm right on that one. So I'm gonna have to look into that. But yeah, so they everybody was jealous. Well, not gonna say jealous. A lot of people were envious of their relationship because it really felt like he did love, her. He was, they were saying, why can't it be a black woman he loved like that? Blah blah. Blah. It doesn't matter. I felt like he loved this woman because he did treat her in that special way, and she is not the traditional woman. She is his age. Most men, of his stature and his age date younger. So that's something to look at. And so they got married. Apparently, she moved her whole damn family in this house. That's the one thing that's not gonna happen. Do we know if she was pregnant before they got married? Nobody
So
knows. I don't.
she's Chinese Vietnamese
Oh, so we were
from the
both right.
North. Yeah.
How the hell does that even happen? I don't want to be
I guess
co-right with
what
you. I want to be all the way damn
I'm
right.
gonna assuming that one of her parents. So so her father is Chinese Vietnamese and her mother is Vietnamese. I knew her mother was Vietnamese. That's why I was like,
So she's more Vietnamese than Chinese.
yeah, but she has
She looked
Chinese.
more Chinese to me. But anyway, we won't talk about that. But this is the thing. Uh, he hasn't made any, allegations towards her like she's a bad mother and things. He just filed for full custody because he said, I feel like he feels, now she's keeping the child away from him. What would happen in the long run? So he filed for custody, but I can take care of my own damn child, so we really don't need you. You know what I'm saying? But that's all she got to hold on to is the kid. So I worry for her because I don't know what her problem is because she's saying all this about him being bad, and then when initially he filed, she said she was going to fight for her marriage, and then she said it in a way that she wasn't doing it just because she had a baby with him or that she was using him in any kind of way. She was like she was literally shocked by why he filed for divorce, and she was going to try to fight for her marriage until he was like, well, hell no, you finna give me my child and we finna go through this divorce. She's made some crazy allegations against him, which he says are false.
Yeah,
He
she
has
made some
it's.
allegations about him, apparently about his drinking and
Mm-hmm.
also
Well, Jeezy likes to drink.
domestic violence. Yeah.
Jeezy likes to smoke. He ain't never said nothing about hitting heifers upside the head, so that we don't know. Um, the the whole, I, they said he, got him for child neglect. So he had the Louis Vuitton bag with his AK in it. The baby had a hold of it. I don't think the baby is old enough to be able to pick up an AK just yet.
The baby's
But
like two. She's
yeah,
like
but
two. Yeah.
yeah, I still don't think.
Two
But
years
anyway,
old. They're strong. Little kids have a lot of. They ain't as weak as people think.
I don't know about it. But anyway, so she's making all these charges that all the she was. They put the limo driver out so he can cuss her out, call her a fucking bitch, and all this and all that. He did all this shit. Nobody never heard about nothing. Nobody but the best friend. The best friend who always gonna be in your corner. Cause I can call my best friend right now and tell her this girl hit me and blacked my eye, broke my arm, did all this, and she ain't done nothing to me. And my best friend gonna say all that right there in court, just like I said. You hear me? So not you. We know you wouldn't lie for me, but my best friend, and so her best friend gonna do the same shit. So it ain't no question. And your best
Yeah,
friend, I know she wouldn't even lie for you, best friend. So I
she
just
know
want you to
she
know,
know it. She
and
know
she
it.
and I'm glad you do
And
know
she
that.
ain't
Bless your
joking.
heart.
She knows it. She knows it.
Bless your heart,
And
cause
she
that
would
that
tell
is
on me
not.
too.
Oh damn,
And I'm okay with that.
y'all full of shit. Both of y'all on that right there. That's what I will say, cause I ain't no way they gonna have to. They would have to beat it out of me for me to tell on somebody, and I don't even think they'll be like, man, look, man, I don't care. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Like she knows I'm not about that life. She knows that. She knows
That's
that.
crazy. You supposed to be ride or die for your friend, your best friend,
Right.
your BFF.
She knows it.
Shit.
She knows it. She knows what happened in college. She knows it.
Oh God. Oh Lord, please, let's keep that tweaks y'all, cause I'm
No,
scared now.
no, it
I'm
wasn't
scared.
anything like. No, she just knows that I would.
If y'all done buried a body, I don't want to know it.
No, nobody
Yeah,
died.
I believe it.
Nobody
Ma,
got in
if you
trouble.
listening,
Nobody
Ma,
went to jail.
Ma, if
Nobody
you
did
listening,
anything.
they got bodies between the two of them. I don't know who
Nobody.
did it, who did the
No.
unaliving, but they got bodies
No, that's
in
not
that
what
stinking
happened.
Decatur Lake, ain't it?
She
That's what it's at. Y'all came and put in stinking Decatur Lake.
said neither of us are about that life, but I'm more about it than her. I agree, cause
I agree too. She ain't
I
about it. Oh my lord! I swear for goodness.
it is what it is.
No, it's not. It really ain't. It's like, dang, chill out. Be still for a hot second. But I feel you. But yeah,
You know,
I
but
can.
yeah, like I don't. People were also making comments saying that Jeannie Mai was
Crazy.
basically conducting or holding evidence, and then at
Mm-hmm.
the opportune time using it.
Yep,
Now,
I heard they say that too.
listen.
Heard, I mean, saw
A
that.
lot of people do a lot of stuff that you don't know they doing because they ain't telling you. So,
Duh. What you mean?
like, people were saying, like, we talked about before when they was talking about like people have mad day when they was talking about like Bambi and Scrappy. People do have mad day. People will literally go off on you. People will literally can harm you and all this stuff. Be careful how you're treating the people because I don't think necessarily that any of this would have ever probably came to light had he not tried to seek out full custody.
Well,
Because why would I need to use it if there's like people typically use things against someone when they feel like their backs against the wall.
it don't mean it didn't happen though.
No, I'm not saying, yeah, I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying like I don't think the whole allegations about, you know, the drinking, the issues about domestic violence, I don't think that would have ever came into play if they would have just got some kind of solution. She had full custody or some kind of joint custody or whatever, and let it be done. I don't think any of this would have came to fruition. And people were saying that he was in one of the things he was saying like these are the receipts. She had this incident because of that incident and all this stuff. But to me, those receipts that he had, they they were weird because all it was saying like she was saying that she was basically saying like you you need to be careful what you're doing because it can harm us. So
Well, I'm with Jeezy. Fuck Jeannie. Bye.
I like Jenny Ma.
Jeannie, bye. There you go.
I like Jenny Ma.
Jeannie, bye.
Uh, but anyway, any other thoughts on that before we go to the last topic for the night?
No.
Okay. So what has a TV show, movie, or book taught you then, TK? Since it's your turn.
So we're gonna talk about the limited series on Netflix, OJ Made in America, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why we're talking about that because I think I think OJ was weak for it, but I think that America set him up all the way, and it's not fair. And I'm gonna tell you why because they act like you know they act like what he said was true. He not black. He OJ. Like Hertz Rental Car would never thought about putting a black person in that commercial. Put him on there because he was not a typical black person. And what I'm learning is this is how they made him, okay? Made in America. They made him like I had to they had to reiterate on the show the accolades that they gave this man. Like they literally was kissing his feet. You know what I'm saying? He had everybody at his beck and call. Like seriously, he was on. a level. And if he doesn't realize, if he didn't realize in his life that that white people put him there, then he's crazy. They put you there. They felt like you was a safe Negro. You know why? Because you tried to impress them. They could see in you the first day that you gave a fuck about what they thought, and so they used you in that manner. And they wanted to show you, Negro, that the same way they made you, they destroyed you. Because the way they turned against him at these accusations is ridiculous, ridiculous. Nobody was on his side. Even the people that were there hands on, like nobody said he didn't have a temper. But the number of times, the way that the prosecution in the trial tried to say that he was an abuser was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like if you look at all the evidence, like I'm literally watching his over again as an adult for probably the second or third time, just looking at things pertaining to this case,
Mhm.
and people, they destroyed this man because they made him who he was and they felt like he got too high on his horse. There's too many other options. I bet nobody even knew, this is why I mentioned this, that there was a waiter, the same kind of job that Ron Goldman had, almost a year to the day before they died, that was murdered in the same way, stabbed,
No.
slain. Nobody. They addressed that at the trial, but nobody pursued that as an avenue. Once the Cochran team decided that they wanted to go with getting it acquitted as opposed to being found all the way, like he didn't do this. They went off the other person scenario. Because some people, we mentioned in our OJ episode that they said some people said his son.
Yeah.
There was those Mezzaluna waiters were drug runners for cartels. Do you hear
Was this
me?
allegedly?
No. The one that was
Okay.
stabbed, that what the other one, the first one, his name was Brett something. He was murdered there. He was murdered by stabbing, and he was involved with the cartel and drugs. So how do we know that that wasn't a going thing for? So I don't. I'm not saying that definitely Ron Goldman was, but that is definitely a possibility. It makes more sense simply because the man is a black belt in any martial art that you're a black belt in. You are a master of that martial art. Okay, he had hands that were beat up as if he had been punching concrete, which means he was in an altercation. OJ, football player, nowhere near the ability of a martial artist that's a black belt. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
No marks on this man's body whatsoever. You can't explain that. We're talking hours, literally hours, maybe a day, no more than 48 hours after a battle, and you're telling me that somebody with a martial arts black belt in martial arts is going to let someone with a knife take him and two another person out? There's no way. There's not enough evidence. The blood they found on the scene had that blood coagulant in it that they put in it to keep it separate, to separate it when they put it in the vial, which means it already been collected, so it didn't happen on the scene. Like that nobody wanted to look at the actual evidence that they were using to prove this man's guilt. All they kept saying was guilty, guilty, guilty. Timeline didn't add up. None of the stuff added up. So I'm trying to figure out how you, and then you know how long they took, less than a day to deliberate. Like it was quick. These folks were preparing for they were preparing for a day per each week for this
Oh.
trial to deliberate, and they did it in less than a day. They didn't have the prosecution did not have the evidence sufficiently enough to prove that man's guilt, and that in any other body else would have been not guilty. You're not going to spend your life having to pay for a crime that you didn't do. Okay,
Yeah.
and
Well,
I just
I said it in the special episode that we had about OJ that that you had to have stated that someone else had to have been there as well. There's no way, like with, because of reasonable doubt, there's no way that how they painted the picture of how the murders took place, that he could have did it by himself. No
And
way.
so and so in the book, if I did it, which I also listened to in the last couple of weeks or so, he states that him and Charlie, they said the guy that interviewed him, he was like, well, we got to give him a name. He was like, they was like, who? Like, the guy that helped me. Everybody said that there had to be somebody else there to help me, so we're going to give him a name. His name is Charlie. Said Charlie came over and got him. Charlie was like, man, what you gonna do, man? You ain't gonna do that. Come on, listen. He's like, what you need a knife for? What you need a knife for, OJ? He's like, man, I don't know. I ain't going nowhere without my knife. Like, the story that they made up was just so dumb. Like, nobody knows what happened, but he just sit here and told a story as if he had confessed in this book, and that's crazy. He did it for his kids though. He used all the money that he accumulated as an athlete and a sportscaster in this trial. Like, he was totally broke with no way to earn money because now he 33 million in debt to the Goldman, not Goldman, yeah, Goldman family.
Yeah.
So he did that. He got it to where they paid the kids, and then the Goldman family got the book rights, and they have a whole. And when I say a whole chapter dedicated to Ron Goldman in the beginning of it,
Mm.
like he just was just a perfect human being, stellar. He had
Like a
he did
model
have,
citizen.
yeah, he had a drug problem. Nicole had a drug problem. They were into drugs. Faye Resnick of fame from Housewives, Desperate Housewives, whatever she from, she was friends with Nicole, and that was one of the
You know,
friends
the
that,
Real Housewives.
yeah, that's one of the friends that OJ was upset with Nicole for hanging out with because her and her man at the time were heavy into cocaine and drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was hanging around some people that, of all people, you go at OJ who got so much to lose. You know what I'm saying? And say he's the prime suspect, and you can't make the timeline add up. The man was in Chicago. The man was in Chicago when y'all called him and told him she was dead.
Mm-mm.
He
Well,
so
I just saw that apparently the jury deliberated it like within 4 hours.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that I didn't know how many hours it was, so that's why I just went with listening day. I knew it wasn't many hours, but it literally they were like, yeah, we got it, not guilty. Let's go. Bye.
Yeah, because you have reasonable doubt, and it's when you have
That's what it
reasonable doubt,
is.
like you have to make things make sense to people.
They said Johnny Cochran was somebody on the team told OJ don't take his arthritis medicine for a couple of days. That's why them gloves didn't fit.
Whoa, hilarious! I don't
And who
know.
knows?
That's hilarious.
Well, yeah, that's it. But I'm telling y'all, if you have a chance as an adult right now, because most of us, if you're my age, you was a teenager or if not less younger, a lot younger. Sorry.
Less younger.
Yes, less younger. Yes, you were
Okay.
a teenager or less, and you felt some type of way because you knew it was a black white thing or whatever. Go back, look at all the stuff that I've been looking at. Read, listen to, or read if I did it. Watch People versus OJ. Watch OJ Made in America. It's on Netflix. Watch all of that and see if you still think that this man did this. And then we can talk. Like, I'm just saying, all I'm saying is I don't think the evidence adds up.
Yeah.
Spicy K don't think it adds up. I mean, that man was tortured and tormented for his life because of what white people in America made him and then wanted him destroyed at their will. And that's true. They could even had him set up. You never know.
I don't know.
And we won't. We never will. Everybody did.
Yeah. Well,
But that's it.
occasionally.
Man, don't get me started on that freeloading fool.
I'm just saying. Three
Do
lives.
you know that Nicole had him come stay with her in her condo that they were in at first, and then when she got mad at him, asked OJ to give him a place to stay, and then wanted OJ to put him out. Was pissed off he was still staying there. Like, she came through the house in her last days, ranting and raving in his house, not hers. She don't live there. All right, she lived on Bundy where she passed away at. Came over to his house talking about he want this maid fired. Got one maid fired. Well, she quit. She was like, I can't take it no more. She ain't even don't even live here, and she's trying to boss me around. But you telling me, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, that like she had a problem. and then go get mad because OJ wouldn't just put the man out on the street, and then he ended up turning his back on him, talking about whatever. He don't know what that loud noise was, but you know where OJ was when he heard the noise? Right there beside him.
Mm.
They had just got back from McDonald's.
I thought you said they was in Chicago.
When what? No, when
When,
she died. When
oh,
she
okay.
when they heard that note, when he, because you know they questioned him about somebody running through the back of the alley. He heard a loud noise because he asked OJ, "Did you hear that? What was that? What was
Mm-hmm.
that noise?" And you stay with me. Don't pay no not am bill. Get the fuck out of my house. Seriously. But yeah, that's it. Please do your own thinking. Go back and look at it. Do yourself a favor and just, no matter what you've heard, white, black, just revisit it and see how this man was destroyed by the people that supposedly loved him.
Okay. So this is episode 57 in the book of the Ops. We telling it all. This is your girl Spicy K.
And this your girl TK. Peace.